Hello everybody, Danny Shea in the afternoon, not in his bathrobe. Thank you all for joining in. Today I just want to take a little temperature of what's going on. I want to read on the Wisconsin Supreme Court, and they have a big race that's going to determine the outcome of the court for the next 2 years. And although the state is fairly well balanced as far as Republicans and Democrats, they have gerrymandered it so far to the right, I guess that's the right way to look at it, that it's hard for a Democrat to get elected, although it's pretty balanced, and like 80% of the people in Wisconsin, so I guess that's both sides, want the maps to be fair, and they're not. So we're going to take a look at that. Before we jump in, however we can send bubbles of protection out to the Midwest, to the people who are having earth changes and that are hanging on to things too tightly. I've been thinking a lot about this. When we hang on to things too tight, then it really hurts when they get ripped away from us. If we hang on to them a little looser, it's not that hard. It's still hard, but it's not that hard. Anyway, we won't get into any of that. Let's take a temperature look, see what we get. I am using my One World Tarot today. So let's just take a temperature for the week. Is there anything big going on? I don't know, I should probably look at the news, huh? All right, so we know it's going to be crazy. We just know the rhetoric is, it's nuts. I don't even know what to say anymore. The Republicans used to stand for law and order, but I don't know what their sense of law and order is anymore. If they don't want to see how this plays out, what's beeping? Something just on my phones. Anyway, if they don't know that they should let the process play out, because that is the law and order part of it. And I'm not talking the TV show, which is, we could get into that. How that has changed our perception. Okay. What's the temperature of the week? For us who are hanging on by our fingernails, I feel like that little oh shit kitty. Okay. Temperature for the week for us. The devil. Oh my God. So I can't watch a lot of readers, just because, well, number one, I don't have time, and I don't necessarily want to be influenced on anything that I throw or do, but I did happen to catch a little bit of Dr. Lena. And I think the first card she threw was this one. And I think she said for every, oh, I'm going to make this up. So, well, I'll just say, I wish I had $1 for every time I pulled the devil when I'm reading, when it refers to Trump. I think she said something like that. And I wish I had $1 too, because, so, shut up, Danny. Back to the cards. The devil. What are we being tied to? Okay, so we're listening to this S show going on, and are we really attached to it? Maybe so. Oh, that's not going to end well for somebody. Ten of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, King of Wands, Death, and Four of Wands. Wow, what a mixed bag we have here. So I pulled 3 cards and I'm coming down to a point. We have the Devil and the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. This, we're being faced with this Seven of Pentacles review, tending to our projects, to our crops, to our values. We do have the Phoenix rising from this. However, it hasn't really gotten very high up, and especially with these 2 cards, we're not in the process of harvesting. The Phoenix is just starting to fly, and we're still chained to that noise, that messaging. We have the King of Wands being followed by death, a transition, a new beginning. And it's interesting that king, the horse, has knocked over the king and kicked over the crown. So this King of Wands, this messaging, the king of messaging. Now, I'm not saying that that's Trump. However, to a lot of people it is. They have his ear. He has our ear, as hard as it is for me to even say that. You know, I go, what's he going to say next? What stupid thing? And so I feel like it's more of us being attracted to the messaging, and we're gonna let that go soon. I'm hoping, because this is the outcome. The Four of Wands. This is obviously a coming together. There is a great big White House in the back. So this can also be a false celebration, but I'm not sensing that. It could be, I'm not sensing it. So with this messaging for the week, we've got the devil coming up, stabbing us in the back. Tend to our own business. That's what this card's saying. Make sure you tend to your projects, not the devil's projects. The king of messaging may be bye-bye. He's got that thing on Tuesday, that little The heck is going on? He's got that thing on Tuesday. I gotta find my phone. Something's. Excuse me. Sorry. We got big winds coming. And that's saying, hey, you guys got big winds coming. Thank you. Anyway, the king of messaging, we may be getting a new messenger. We may stop listening to him. He's got that thing on Tuesday. Then he's going back to Florida to have his I don't know what he's going to call it. Drawing a blank. His press conference. It's not a press conference. Anyway, it's him talking about how unjust and all this stuff is. And is that the judge sticking a gag order on it? We've talked about it before. Others have talked about it. And then being like happy, good, like coming together. I think that I was listening to some of the news this weekend with like John Bolton. I mean, that guy is such a knucklehead, such a hawk. But I have to throw some props out at him. Will you vote for Trump if he is the nominee against Biden? And he, without hesitation, said no. No, I'm not voting for Biden. I'm going to write somebody in. I'm voting for somebody else. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm like, yay, good for you. Good for you. John Sununu was on, what was he on? I think that's John Johnson. And he's running, and he's one of those. Do you like Trump? No, he's awful. If he was the nominee, would you vote for him? He's not going to be. If he was, will you vote for him? He's not going to be. If he was, it's like pulling teeth to get an answer out of these knuckleheads. All right. And he said he would. But he's not going to be the nominee. I'm not so sure about that. Because I feel like the way that this is playing out, Trump is going to get enough votes in the Republican Party to put him through, but nobody wants him in there. I think the other people are going to split him up a little bit. I don't know, and we'll look into it later. It's way too early to start digging into that. But just to let you know where I stand, I won't vote for him. I won't. I don't care. All right, let's look at the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Should I go back to see if the judge is going to put a gag order on it? Should I? I think, yeah, I will, before we get into Wisconsin. I think what's going to happen, let's look. The sense that I'm getting is that the judge is going to go, you can't threaten people. Your mouth is a little too big. Yeah. And so be careful what you say. If you start threatening people, I'm going to put a gag order on this. Or he may just say, I mean, that's pretty much a gag order too. All right. Because that King of Wands, that's got to be. Yeah. It's Monday. What can I say? Okay, come on, stop shuffling. Joe Biden card. Is the judge going to put a gag order on it? Queen of Wands. Wow. King of Cups, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Is the judge going to put a gag order on it? Boom. Those are all yes cards. Those are all, these two are messaging cards. This is a calming card. So the passion, the message, it's like we need to tap this down. Is the judge going to put, yeah. So, and as we go down, we have the fighting, the time, the Wheel of Fortune has come to stop this. And it's not going to be a full-on gag order, because then that will make the cray-crays. It'll make, where's the moon card? It'll make all the little creepy crawlies come out of the water and go, you're silencing us. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're silencing us. Yeah. All right. Wisconsin. Let me pull up my notes. So, I can't pronounce her name. Janet Protaskiewicz. Janet P. So, I lived in Washington, D.C. outside in Arlington for a year and a half or something. And this is when I was like 19. And I was living in a house with a lot of people. And there were like 4 Joes in the house. And so we would say Joe I, Joe P, Joe K. Joe K. He was a joker. He was funny. Anyway, so we're just going to call Janet P. And Daniel Kelly, I can say his name. So they are both running as independents or unaffiliated. There's something in the Wisconsin law that they can't run as Democrat or Republican. However, they do have liberal conservative tendencies. And Janet P. is a liberal, and Daniel K. is a conservative with a K. that was silly. All right. So, if these judges are there for 10 years, if Janet doesn't get in, then it's going to be the courts are, the Wisconsin is going to, the map is going to be very heavily in favor of the Republicans. And this is one of the states that Trump wanted to flip, change the electors. So it's pretty important. So Wisconsin. How is this Wisconsin Supreme Court? Who is going to get in? Liberal, conservative, Janet P. or Daniel Kelly? Let's just do a general who is going to get in, and let's see if we can get this, and then we'll dig into Janet and Daniel. Who's going to get in, liberal or conservative? Judgment. Writing in as a winner. Okay, who is writing in as a winner? Ooh, worried. Nine of Swords. Six of Pentacles, which is giving and receiving, asking for help, giving help, offering help. Doesn't sound like a conservative so much. Sounds like that would be the Four of Pentacles versus Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody who knows how to make money, how to spend money, but living in a little enclosure, not really getting out. However, in this deck, she's not in a garden. She could walk out, really. She is, but she can walk out, so she's not really enclosed. Although she is. She's enclosed, but she's not enclosed. New beginning. So, what I'm taking with this, who is going to win? It feels like that Janet P is going to win because it is so heavily that the judge that retired was a conservative. So this is a new beginning, new project of giving and receiving. So I'm leaning towards that, although if I look at this, it could go both ways. It really could. There's a lot of money cards in here. Who has the most money? Janet P, though. So let's just look at Janet, and then we will look at Daniel Kelly to see what Wisconsin Supreme Court, Wisconsin, they have happy cows there. Janet P, how are you feeling on Friday? Page of Wands. Nine of Wands. It's a battle. Five of Wands. I think she's going to win, but it is, she gets a little beat up, and she's going to be fighting. There's going to be, when she gets in there, there's going to be this back and forth. So, Daniel Kelly, how are you feeling? That flew out. Ten of Wands, burden. How are you feeling at the end of the week? Okay. Well, he got a little beat up too, and he fell out of his tower. So I'm seeing maybe not, but he's got the Wheel of Fortune. I think he fell off the wheel. I think his time's up with this Wheel of Fortune. So, will they straighten out the gerrymandered map to allow it to be more balanced and fair? Will they straighten out, will Wisconsin straighten out this gerrymandered map? That is a yes card to me. Now, it says suspension. It says upside down, but let's take a look at this from a different point of view. So that's a yes card. Three of Pentacles. Yes, 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 yes. So we have the Three of Pentacles, working, building on something new. And then you have the Knight of Cups. Coming in, this could be, it may not be completely fair and balanced, but he is coming in to do the job. Whoops, to do the job, but it may not be exactly the way you want it. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I'll be back later. So, try to stay a little detached from this stuff. It's, we just get so sucked into it, and it just feels to me like we're just letting go of a whole bunch of stuff. Let's hope. So, as I go, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel the way that y'all do. Appreciate you so, so much. Let's pull a card for the collective. This is Colette Baron Reed's Enchanted Map. Maybe we could use a little direction. One card. Follow the leader. So, if you just look at the image, it's all about grounding, it's all about balance, and it's all about moving towards the tree of life. There is a clock up there that says there is, and what I hear is that there is limited time on this journey. You can take that a number of ways, but with what we were talking about, being grounded, not listening to the noise so much, it almost feels like not following what the media wants us to do, but follow what our heart wants to do, which is skip, play, listen to the animals, and put your back up against the tree of life. Take a nap. Thank you all for watching. Peace and love.